Okay guys, so let's have a look at some of my general finds. Now, I call them general finds, but they really are some great figures here. So that's a lovely Thunder Punch He-Man here. The only reason I'm kind of showing this guy off is he's not exceptionally rare, but the paintwork on this one is really good. He's got nice stiff limbs, he's in really nice condition. I do have a set of weapons for him, so he will become a very nice complete Thunder Punch He-Man. Included within these general finds was this lovely little lot here of none other than Playmate's Darkwing Duck. Yes, working here. Within the same lot here we have, I believe to be a Galaxy Fighter. Of course this is a lovely Mutu knockoff. When I did find him, the head was detached, but of course with the weather being so warm right now, all I have to do is just pop it right back in. Guys, have a look at that. That is another absolutely gorgeous, clean figure. Again, this was all in the same lot. These figures are so clean, they seem as if they're fresh off the card. I mean, look at the cloak. I need to give them a little quick clean. You may or may not recognize it. Yes, it is a horse, but it is none other than Lone Ranger Silver. And then finally, guys, have a look at these. I know these really are not general pickups, guys. These are really spectacular. These, of course, Kenner superpowers. They really truly feel as if somebody had some damaged cards and just released these figures. So we've got the lovely two Batmans here. I've got this Robin now. It is a Toy Biz Robin, but again, it was just so clean. So here's a little tip for you. This is the Toy Biz Robin. If you're wondering how I knew it was a Toy Biz Robin, so here's tip number one. He's got the switch on the back. All Toy Biz, they don't have any kind of switches. Like so, you just kind of squeeze the legs or the arms. I would do so rather gingerly because you do not want to break them. Another key feature to distinguish between Toy Biz and Kenner is that the Toy Biz ones here actually has like a metal joint here, so it's actually quite easy to distinguish. Start you off with a nice easy one as always. Have a look at that. Any guesses? Well, if you did make a guess, it was probably a good one because this is an excellent accessory. It looks exactly like it's supposed to. This came with the Kenner Ewok Village, and yes, it is in fact the throne for C-3PO, so that is a spectacular accessory. And of course that is from a Mighty Max playset from one of the Doom Zones from the first series. This is another accessory that, while it's not necessarily great, I just wanted to point it out in case you have it sitting in your bin. This accessory belongs to none other than Real Monsters from Nickelodeon. I believe this was released by Mattel. Lovely little find, absolutely lovely little find. I'm sure most of you recognize it. It is, of course, the Cosmic Key. So it's a prop and an accessory. It came with Gwildor, and it was one of the main stars from the Masters of the Universe movie. This is a good one. As you can see here, it's actually damaged. It's not supposed to come off. There we go. Hopefully that makes it a wee bit easier. Yes, that's right. It belongs to Small Soldiers. It belongs to Archer, but it's the larger version. So it should be for the talking version, but it could be for the non-talking version. And it is a part of his armor. Another accessory that's not tremendous, but again, hopefully will help you. And this accessory comes from Ultra Force. Here's an interesting one. Had me stumped for a little bit because I know I'd seen it. And yes, it belongs to none other than Gargoyles. It belongs to one of the human characters. Okay guys, here's another one that I did discover again from the basement. This is actually a cloth vest. Again, with a little bit of research, that does belong to an AWA wrestler. It was actually a 3-pack from Remco again. We love Remco. From Remco, and this is a Road Warrior vest. What a great little find. Okay, and sticking on the subject of wrestlers, here we have some lovely Hasbro WWF accessories. I know somebody's going to be very happy. My good friend Joseph, Static Toys. Here we go. We've got Jake the Snake. We've got this, which belongs to the wrestling ring. So this is, of course, the American flag. That does tend to come missing. And this one here, oh my goodness, I'm really embarrassed. I do not know the name of the wrestler who this belongs to. Guys, another great little find here. Again, Remco, and this is from Crystar. It's less recognizable because it usually comes in a shade of green. Finish off with a nice easy one. Here, of course, it is vintage Kenner Star Wars, and it does belong to Yoda. And in fact, it's one of those great accessories where if you've seen the movie and you've never actually owned the action figure, you may recognize it because, of course, you recognize that's the torch that Yoda was playing with from Luke's X-Wing. And there's one of the food packages as well. So a great little accessory. I found this. Can you please appreciate the size of this little piece here? Now, I've been hunting this for several months now, and that's why this is one of my finds of the day. Picked it up. It was just a shell. Now I am proud to report that we are still only missing the rooftop. I found this little piece recently, and now I found this part. Boom! There you go. Look at that, guys. One more piece to go. Oh my goodness. So if anybody's holding on to this little piece here, this sunroof, by all means, please hit me up. I'll be happy to trade you or even buy it and finally end the quest. I may have found a lovely Daniel, again Remco, from the Karate Kid, still with his lovely cloth dojo gear. So that's certainly one of my favorite finds from the last few weeks. But how about that, guys? Yes, that is Mikola from, of course, the Remco Warlord line. Now this is one that I have not been able to pick up. And of course, he's still got the cloth here. He's still got the belt. He is in gorgeous condition. I think you all know where this guy's going to end up on. Right on the shelf with the other ones. So this is actually through a friend of mine. Well, we've never met in person, but I certainly like to consider him a friend. Mike Callis. Thank you very much, buddy. He hooked me up. I got a lovely little deal here on these PVC Filmation Ghostbusters figures. These were released in Spain and Portugal. Not sure how he managed to get a hold of them, but I'm very, very happy to add these to my shelf. And finally, guys, moving on to my favorite find of the day. So of course it does tie in with something that I do collect. We all know my favorite line is, of course, I love my He-Man, I love my Masters of the Universe. And one of my favorite things from the Masters of the Universe line is a little obscure subline which is known as the Meteorbs. The story behind the Meteorbs is quite simple. Bandai had these little transforming eggs on the market. Mattel thought, wow, those are great. Let's incorporate them into the He-Man line. And they did, and they gave us the Meteorbs. So they really are just repackaged, recolored Bandai transforming eggs, which incidentally they do still make, but then tied into the He-Man universe. So I've been collecting them for a while. This is my collection. I'll even pick up knockoff ones if they're priced right enough, like so. But there is one figure that I've been hunting for quite a while. I've been hunting it for a year now, actually. Right here. And I was lucky enough to find Comet Cat in the wild. So this here is certainly my find of the day. It's definitely the hardest one to find from the set. By no means do I have a complete set, but I think I only need one more now to complete it. Guys, thanks for joining me. If you need any accessories or action figures identified, by all means write me a message on Instagram. I'm happy to oblige. Thanks again, guys. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.